Hi there, it's Mona again. Hope you've had a wonderful week thus far. Hope the reading that we did at the beginning of the week provided some guidance and some things that would be helpful to make your week a little bit easier and to kind of see where things were coming in beforehand. So I hope you've had a wonderful week thus far. I wanted to share with you today. Um, Today's not really a reading per se, but it is more divine guidance that I've gotten. And again, some of it in my opinion. So if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. You can just move on and take what does resonate, and what doesn't isn't for you. But I do want to talk about a little bit about what's going on in the world and how we're handling it as a society. I've come to some realizations over the last few days. I don't know, it was like Spirit had turned off all the outside noise, and I was beginning to hear people much more clearly. People I tend to surround myself are more on the younger side. I find young people gravitate towards me, and I gravitate towards young people. I believe it's, for me, trying to help shape and change the world just a little bit at a time. And if I can, impart some wiseness in a young individual, that means at a young age, that means they're going to carry that with them throughout the rest of their life. So that's something that's quite important to me. I feel it in my soul that it is something that I need to help to do, is to help people start to see things from a different perspective. Things that I realized this week is how much we live in an I society. People just don't care about other people anymore. It's, well, I need this and I need that, and this is all about my selfish needs. And I had a week of where people weren't really asking, hey, how you doing? Or they would ask that, but then the next thing would be, what should I do? Or how should I do this? Or, just, didn't, I don't know, maybe I think, and personally, again, this is my opinion, people should ask if it's, not too much trouble, or, what, I know that you're busy, could you help me out for a moment, whatever. And again, it could be they mean all of that, but perception is huge. As far as I've seen in the last little bit, and I don't know if, COVID-19 is playing a role in this, it's not about, hey, can I, is there anything I can do for you? It's, hey, what can you do for me? Oh, what do you think about this? Oh, do you think I'm going to have a job? And yes, I know that these are trying times, and that, everybody's going through some kind of financial strain, although there are some people that are benefiting from COVID. And it's helping them to get to where they need to go, and that's a blessing in and of itself. But it's, I think I'm a little bit taken back, because, as I said, I felt like Spirit had just turned all the noise off for me to clearly hear what's going on in people's head. The other thing I realized was how many young people are finding it difficult to sustain a decent relationship. So my whole thing with relationships as a whole is, how about we start with the relationship that we have with ourselves, and perhaps maybe we'll attract what we are ourselves. I'm finding so many young people are looking externally for someone else to love them and to give them, what it is that they need. That isn't anybody else's job. It's yours. It's your job to give you what you need. All somebody else should do is enhance what it is that you already have. It isn't their job to make you happy. It isn't their job to make you feel whole. It isn't their job to make you feel loved. You need to love yourself. You need to make yourself whole. You need to make yourself happy. And I can't express this more than I'm already saying. I sometimes feel like a broken record because I keep repeating the same things. I don't know if people are not hearing, or they just don't want to hear, or their soul's not ready, which is completely fine. I have no issue with a soul being not ready. That's completely fine. But when we want change, we've got to look within and start changing inside. The other thing I've realized in the last little bit is how quickly people just jump on a bandwagon. No one is really looking at the real issue. I understand, the whole racism thing, Black Lives Matter. Well, in my opinion, all lives matter. I know some people don't want to hear that, but truth be told, all lives matter. And we're focusing on the wrong thing. How about we start focusing on loving ourselves? The more we love ourselves, the less of any of this we're going to have to deal with, the less disrespect we're going to be giving to somebody else. The whole reason half of this is happening is because people don't respect themselves or love themselves. So yes, what has happened, it aches my soul. Not is it only happening to certain races, but I also have compassion for the individual that did that. They don't love themselves and have no respect for themselves. If we could change all of this, and it really starts with love. If we filled our own hearts with love, we wouldn't be in this situation. Our world would be a completely different place. So people will ask, well, how do I give myself the love that I need? Well, start with asking yourself, what is it that you need? Why is it that you can't love yourself? You need to fix all the broken pieces. Once you fix the broken pieces and you look at it with honesty, taking the blinders off, taking off those rose-colored glasses, stop pretending, stop trying to change who you are, believe in what you see. And you have to go through the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, you can't just say, oh, well, this is great about me, so you know what, it doesn't matter what someone says. Well, ask yourself, is that person, what they're saying, does it seem to be true? You don't have to admit that to anyone but yourself. If the answer is no, then go back and look and see, does this person have the same issue they have with you with anyone else? If that's the case, then you say, I have compassion for that soul, and really have compassion for them. Send them love. Give them what they need. Help them by blessing them and forgiving them for the way that they are. other thing, if the answer is yes, okay, I can see parts of that. Now your question is, how do I fix that? And then work towards fixing it and really changing it. You don't need to do any of this for anyone else but yourself. And I can't express it more than, you know what, it all starts with love. We really, really, really need to see who we are and start loving ourselves for who we are. I know many people won't agree with me or will shut it off and say she doesn't know what she's talking about. But if you look at it this way, we were all created in goodness or in kindness or in love, however you want to look at it. And if we were created in love or goodness, kindness, however you want to look at it, then goodness resides in each and every one of us. So whether this person be a murderer, a thief, whatever, there is goodness inside of that person. They must have done something good for someone else, somewhere in their life. No one goes around being miserable and being miserable to every single person that they encounter. There is goodness that resides in all of us, and we have to remember that. And we also have to have compassion for those that don't have compassion for anyone else or for themselves. I can't stress it enough that it really begins with self-love. If we really, really worked on loving ourselves, oh man, what a world this would be. No, there would be no jealousy, no anger, no theft, none of this stuff. Because you know what? People would be living from their hearts. And they would be feeding their soul. And if they felt full, then there would be no reason to change ourselves. That's the other thing that, drives me nuts, is all this stuff that people, need to have, all about money and how I look. And the media is wonderful at painting this picture of, oh, well, this is how we should look and this is how we should behave. How about helping people have some morals and values rather than, hey, let me show everything I've got? Why do we need to behave like that? When we don't respect ourselves, no one else is going to respect us. But people wear so many masks. It's not even funny. You don't even know who the real person is because they don't know themselves. So I invite you and I encourage you to get to know who you are and truly love who you are and fix what you need to fix. I'm sorry if I'm coming off, too passionate, but it is something I'm very, very passionate about. We don't treat ourselves the way that we should, and in turn, we do not get treated the way we want to be treated with the rest of the world. So I ask you to look at yourself this week, the coming week, and pick one thing that you can change about yourself. Because I guarantee you change the inside, it will reflect on the outside, and it will beam beyond what you expect. No one is perfect. We all have our flaws. We're all a work in progress, and no one's asking you to be perfect. I'm certainly not. I'm still working on myself. I still have a journey to go to. But I want us to carry ourselves in a much better light. We carry ourselves in a much better light, this world will be a better place. We live in a great place. It's our mindset that corrupts everything else. Why do we need to have all these things done to make the outside look great? What's the point of having the outside look great when the inside needs so much work? Let's work on the inside first, and then we can work on the outside. We might end up not having to do anything to ourselves, because you know what? Guess what? We're perfect in God's eyes, or in the universe's eyes, however you want to look at it. I leave you with these thoughts. Again, they're my thoughts, my opinion, and guidance from above. I wish you well. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you all. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.